on this video I thought I'd show my two Egyptian Revival Inkwells. This is one of the first pieces of Egyptian Revival I ever bought. As you can see, it's bronze. It's quite nicely detailed, and originally it would have had a high gild all covering the whole surface, and as you can see from the underside, that's still it's got its original gilding there. I know this is 19th century, but I don't know from what sort of early or mid, for example. Interestingly though, there's a depiction of a Egyptian Revival canopic jar that's very similar in James Stephen's Curl, The Egyptian Revival. This is really essential reading for an enthusiast of the Egyptian Revival. And one of the plates, actually plate 93, shows an early 19th century Egyptian Revival canopic jar, which is, I don't know if I've lined the camera up right there, but it's very similar. See, this even got the figures. There's a figure on the print and the canopic jar I'm holding. It has its hand to its mouth, and it has an altar in the middle. So it's quite a similar depiction. The depiction in the book is actually marble though. Obviously this is bronze. And also there's another plate in this book which shows it's a table, and it shows another two stylized canopic jars, very European in their appearance, and they have this sort of plume on top of the head, which is ironic because on the Inkwell I have, it actually appears damaged on the top. Almost looks as if something's been snapped off of it, so I wondered originally it had a thin plume on top. As you can see, it's nicely depicted, and has a circle of Greek coins around the edge. There's no, I haven't got any original innards in that. But that's a nice piece. It's one of my favourite pieces of Egyptian Revival I have. The second Inkwell I have is probably the best piece of Egyptian Revival I own. As you can see, this has got the original gilding, and it's one of my favourite things with antiques is bronze with marble. The whole French ormolu effect is lovely. This, I believe, is mid-19th century, around 1860. This is very nicely modelled. Beautiful falcon head on the top of the lid. Very nicely, this has its original ceramic inkwell in the centre. Also, I like the feet, these stylised ibis, Egyptian ibis. And running around the outside you have Egyptian lotus flowers. I believe that's sienna marble, this beautiful orangey yellow marble. I don't know how the colouring comes up on the screen, but to the natural eye it's like an orangey yellow with some very attractive deep veins in it running through it. Around the edge of the actual vase, which is almost egg-shaped, there's Egyptian gods and pharaohs, front and back, which is rather nice, and attractive handles. That's a nice piece. The underside is it's got like a felt underside. So that's probably the finest piece in my collection. Very pleased with that. Hope that's been of some interest. Thanks very much.